welcome to this segment of Let's Talk Real Estate. My name is Ellen Roach, and I'm with Movement Mortgage, and I'm here with Judy Moynihan from Century 21 Northeast. And we're really excited to share about what's going on in the market today. Things seem to be changing for the better, wouldn't you say?
Yes, when there's more houses on the market, there's more to choose from, and it gives the buyers more opportunity. So, yes, and then it helps with that little bit of supply and demand because the buyers were getting squeezed. So, yes, the market is a little bit better. There's more on the market, and it's nice to see. I've actually, in the last couple of weeks, got a couple people that have been showing literally homes for a year and a half. All three of them got homes last week. So that's 3 under agreement last week with people that were looking forever.
Yeah.
And 2 of those we got at under asking. One went a little bit over asking. As you get closer to the 450, 500, you still have so many people that's a competitive market. As you get up a little bit, it's always a different market. So we tend to gear ours towards $400,000 to $600,000 range when we talk about a lot of our average Haverhill.
I guess, yeah, yes. But lately, though, too, there's a lot of sellers that are selling, finally being able to, get their thing under agreement, and they're moving on. And I am seeing, that higher end on the move again, where it seemed like at the beginning of the summer it kind of was on a standstill.
They were stuck.
But that's good because then they can sell their houses, and then that first-time home buyer now has
and they have that mega equity.
Right.
They're selling them homes that they've owned 6, 7, 8, sometimes 20 years. But even someone that's been in there 7 years has what we call mega equity.
Yes.
That's anybody over 300,000.
Right.
And then they go in and they seem to like the higher end condos. I'm finding they want a condo where they don't have to move into everything, and they don't want to do anything because they've done stuff all day. They just want to kind of move in. That's what they were looking for all along.
And I think we're talking about the baby boomers, right? The ones that, they're
at that age.
they're looking for the condos where they don't have to do so much work anymore. The over 55 communities are really popular right now too.
They really
I know
are.
there's like some new ones popping up locally in Bradford soon. So these are all exciting things, and I think that opportunities for both buyer and seller are going on right now. And I think
they should take advantage of it because I don't see, especially if those interest rates really drop, I don't see that opportunity. The last time I saw this opportunity was in November.
Yeah.
Remember we were talking about that? Now that you look back, I mean, all these stats and numbers we have are from 6 months ago, so you have to keep that in mind.
Right.
But November did. And then as soon as January came, and I think it's the holidays. The holidays really affect, people spend time with their family, they're up, they're not paying attention so much. I see it. And I hate to say it, but those were their golden opportunities.
Right. Well, I also think
it changes quickly.
Yeah, it does. And I think that what I've seen too are people are listening to the advice to do things.
You're kidding me.
Yes, this is what I'm finding right now. Like, I'll give you an example. I just had somebody who the only way they were going to get their offer accepted is if they didn't have a contingency. Because let's face it, even though the market even though there's more things in the market, I don't see that yet where you can, get an offer accepted subject to selling your home. Like, you still
did get a few of them, but which is what you haven't seen in a long time. That's another indication.
Yeah. Because usually the seller doesn't want to have to wait knowing that they've got another offer that won't wait. So they're going to take the best offer.
Unless it's above and beyond, like an extra 100. All right, I'll try it. No, it's not the ideal situation.
No, it's not. It's not the best thing for a seller. So what can a seller do to be able to sell and then buy something? So this is what had happened.
Other options, yeah.
Right, and they didn't know this. And I said to them, well, do you have a 401k? Because you can borrow from a 401k and then pay yourself back when the house sells. Like, there's all of these different
there's a lot of options don't know.
out there. And once you can get that baby boomer group to start selling, it's going to open up the door for the first-time home buyers, and then we'll really start seeing that market shift. Yeah. So I think that we're at a good place right now. So how can we overcome? I think it's just educating that, educating the sellers, educating the buyers.
Educating everybody, even the
Right.
younger. I'm surprised a lot of the younger ones I'm talking to really need to see these options, and I hate to see them not trying, because
Right.
the longer they wait is not going to help them any.
Right. Yeah. Now, let's talk about, though, that first-time home buyer. Let's go back to that, because I think that Haverhill's a great community for first-time home buyers, right? There's a lot of homes out there, and I know you can get, in most cases, $3,400 and under can be your mortgage payment in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
So there's different programs that I think people could take advantage of. And so let's say somebody's very well qualified, they're pre-approved, they've done their due diligence, and they come to you with a pre-approval letter. What are the other things that you can tell somebody to help their offer stick out, like to help them get something to go under agreement over all the other people?
Well, you need a good buyer's agent, and that's changing around, where you have to stick with one buyer's agent now. So get a good buyer's agent, someone with a lot of experience, because every transaction has been so different. That's where I'm finding I'm pulling from. If I got to get a little creative, I have to think about it. What's the best way?
Right.
About there is
So
to make your offer no contingency, like you said.
Right, I think that's key. One of the key things is no contingency. You don't want to have something to sell. But what else do you think?
Have that conversation with the other seller's agent and ask them, what are they looking for? Do they need to move soon? Do they need to stay later? Some might be such a great deal that you'll offer them to stay a couple more months, run back.
Right.
People don't realize in real estate you can do anything as long
Right.
as both parties agree and it's legal.
Yep, exactly.
So there's so many options that someone that's experienced could throw out to you that you couldn't even think of it.
Right.
And then, like you said, some people say, the biggest challenge I find is, how do I sell this and get into that? The money from here has to come into that.
Right.
And that's when you come in and I let them know that there's other options. In fact, that there's bridge loans. And people are afraid of bridge loans because before it used to be they would carry 2 mortgages.
Well, you don't have to make a payment on a bridge
How
loan.
does that work, Ellen?
So you don't have to make a payment on your old house, right? You only have to make a payment on the new house.
So that's just one mortgage.
Exactly. And then once your house sells, you pay that off. They
And it's
kind
gonna
of
sell
defer the
quicker.
payment until you sell your house.
Yeah.
It's not a bad program, and there's other ways too. You can tap into the equity. I even have people, this is, if you're 62 and older, if you are 62 and older, you really should look at a reverse mortgage and
that's
see,
another thing that's
see how that can
changed.
help you.
Yeah,
exactly.
they're better now than they used to be.
Well, it's not that they're better, it's that people understand them more. They're,
educated.
They're educated in regards to them. So you got to remember, on a reverse, I'll give you an example, which is exciting for some people. So they wanted to sell and buy a new home, but they weren't going to be able to afford a new home on their fixed income.
Okay.
So when I spoke to them, I said, you can sell your home, take the proceeds, and you can buy the new home and do what's called a reverse mortgage, where you don't have a mortgage payment. So there's no mortgage payment, and there's no qualification. So as long as you have the loan to value, then you are going to, and the value's there, then you're going to get approved. So now this person is in a beautiful home that they never thought that they'd be able to afford. They took that money, the proceeds from that sale, put it down, and the remainder of the mortgage was a reverse mortgage with no mortgage payments. Now, you still have to pay your taxes and your insurance, so you still have to do that. But what happens to that payment? So that payment gets tagged on to the end of the loan. And some people will say, but I don't want to do that because I want to leave that to my kids. Well, I'll say to them, well, why would you want to leave that to your kids? Instead, now that you don't have a mortgage payment, you can take out a pretty good life insurance policy and leave that to them.
Yeah.
And that's going to be better because now there's no capital gains and things like that, house gains.
Great idea.
Right? That's a great idea. So I think more people need to understand that, especially, if we can free up the baby boomers and get them to sell, and that's a way to help them, and then, it just opens that door for the first-time home buyer.
Yeah.
So there's so many different options out there. And what an exciting time to be in real estate and to be looking to buy real estate, because rates are coming down, prices seem to have leveled off.
A little bit, yep. They're holding off. They really are. We're seeing price reductions.
Okay, and we're seeing more things come on the market.
Yeah.
So,
And things are staying on the market longer. Our days on market are staying longer, so it's giving you a little bit of time. Before
Yeah.
they're walking in and they either got to buy, do you want it or not?
right.
That's it. You got a little bit more time on, not on everything, but
Yeah.
your realtor will let you know.
Right,
This is
right.
going to go quick, or this is going to sit around, or let's look around with,
Right. But know the programs, know what's available, know your options.
ask the questions.
Yeah. Well, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Let's Talk Real Estate, and I'm looking forward to the next time we get together and hang out and talk.
Yep.
Thank you.